My supervisor took credit for my ideas for years until I secretly recorded her brainstorming my stolen presentation word for word. Now she's training me for her former position. I spent 3 years watching Jessica present my ideas to leadership while I sat silently beside her. Yesterday, she cleared out her office while I moved into her corner suite with the window view she always bragged about. We need fresh ideas for the Reynolds account, our director announced during Monday's team meeting. Jessica, can you take point on this? Jessica was our department's rising star, flashed her trademark smile. Already on it? I've been developing a concept all weekend. I bit my tongue, like I always did. Jessica hadn't developed anything except the habit of stopping by my desk after hours to bounce ideas, wise her code for mining my concepts, and repackaging them as her own. For 3 years, I'd watched her climb the corporate ladder on the strength of my courtesy, 3 promotions, 2 raises, and 1 Innovator of the Year award MY, all built on ideas she'd extracted from me during casual conversations she'd later pretend never happened. Great thinking in that meeting, Jessica, our director would say while I sat there invisible. I've always had a knack for innovative approaches, she'd reply, avoiding my eyes. My breaking point came last month when she was assigned to develop our pitch for Meridian Guan, the biggest potential client in our company's history. The success of this presentation would determine who received the newly created Cheer our Narek position. The night before the strategy session, Jessica stopped by my desk. Hey Rachel, just recharting for tomorrow. What would you do for Meridian if you had complete creative control? Against my better judgment, I shared my comprehensive strategy. I watched her eyes light up as she took detailed notes. These are interesting perspectives, she said carefully. Not quite what I'd do, but you've given me some things to consider. That night, I made a decision. I deposited a voice recording app on my phone. The next morning, I arrived early and placed my phone beneath my notepad at the conference table. When Jessica walked in, I casually mentioned I might have left some notes on my desk about Meridian. I'll be right back, I said, slipping out from outside the door. I watched through the narrow window as she quickly grabbed my forgotten notepad, missed the decoy I'd planted with abbreviated versions of my ideas. She photographed every page with her phone, then carefully replaced it. When the meeting began, I hit record under the table. Jessica, you have the floor, our director said. What followed was a virtually word-for-word recitation of the strategy I'd shared with her the previous evening, presented with the confidence of someone who'd created it herself. She even used my exact analogies and unique phrasing. When she finished to a pause, our director turned to me. Rachel, anything to add? Actually, I said, I am curious about Jessica's creative process. When did you develop this strategy, Jessica? It seems so comprehensive. She didn't miss a beat. I've been working on this concept for weeks. Createx strategy has always been my strong suit. I nodded thoughtfully. It's remarkable how similar your presentation is to ideas I've been developing. Almost identical, actually. She laughed dismissively. Great minds, I guess. 2 days later, I requested a private meeting with our director and the head of the HR. I played a recording of Jessica stealing my notes, followed by her presentation alongside the audio of our conversation from the night before. The silence afterward was deafening. How long has this been happening? Our director finally asked. 3 years, I replied quietly. I have vacuum patient for most of it. Yesterday, Jessica was escorted out by security. Today, I am sitting in her former office, leading the Meridian Claude Jiling as the new Xiang Kuran. Tirada's irony. I am still using all the same ideas she stole from me, but this time they have my name on them. Sometimes the quietest person in the room isn't quiet because they have nothing to say. Sometimes they're just waiting for the perfect moment to say everything.